The time has almost come. 1 day left until the Crew Motorfest comes out, which means only one more day of this video series. And yes, we are looking at the last 3 events and vehicles that I like using in the Crew 2 and I've enjoyed using throughout the 5-year course of the game. But before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe as it does help out the channel. But the first vehicle we are using and the first discipline is drift, and it is the Mazda RX-7. Just overly a great vehicle, very cheap, very good, and I've never had really any bad results with it. So let's take this vehicle out for a spin, and there's only one place to do that. One of the best drift events in the game, I think, if I can find it. Here we go, Miami Racetrack Skid. It is just very simple. It's a perfect circuit for a drift event. So let's go and use one of the best drift vehicles. Not this one, the RX-7. There we go. They are definitely two of the best. But the RX-7 is definitely not up there with the 370Z, I don't think. But it's still good. It's still a very good vehicle. If you still put it up there with your best, then I can agree with you on that. But let's use it and see if it is still any good. It definitely is. Definitely has not changed since the last time I've used this vehicle. But yes, this event as well. It's just a perfect circuit, nice and smooth. Perfect corners, perfect turns. It is literally the perfect drift event. And I don't think it came out at the release of the game. I think it came out quite a bit after, maybe like 2 years after, I think, 2-3 years after. But it is quickly grown into one of my favourite drift events in the game. And you know, if I want to go for a quick drift event, then I will always pick this event, either this vehicle or the 370Z. I will use them as well. Don't have any parts on today, so I'll slowly be reaching the 220 points if we reach the 220 points, which I believe we will. But this thing is just so smooth. Look at it. There's just nothing bad to say about this vehicle. It's so cheap as well. I think it's like 100k, if that, so it's a bargain. If you don't have this vehicle already, then definitely pick yourself this vehicle up. Pick up this vehicle for yourself, because it is, yeah, up there with one of the best drift vehicles in the game. Because look, it's just effortlessly just reaching 220 points just like that. Like I said, no parts on, nothing. It's just too good. It's just a very good vehicle, and obviously the event does help as well. But no, this is the first event and the first vehicle today, so let's get on to the next event and the next vehicle. So I will see you there in a second. Here we are at Golden Hills, just outside of Vegas, and we are using the KTM Expo. It's definitely not an Alpha GP vehicle, but my all-time go-to Alpha GP vehicle in the game. Is just too good. Like, they released some new ones like not too long ago, but this vehicle is just too good. I don't know what they put into this vehicle. They put something super special. They put, like, I don't know, they just put a special sauce to make this thing absolutely insane. Because it can handle well, it's rapid, and the brakes are like the best things in the world. So this vehicle is literally too good. Compared to every other F1 or Alpha GP vehicle in the game, there's just no comparison really. It's just so smooth. Like, all these corners, you would have to properly brake if you was in a normal Alpha GP vehicle or an F1 vehicle. But in this, it doesn't care about physics at all. It will happily just turn whenever. It's just a solid vehicle, and this event is also very good as well. The best Alpha GP vehicle, I think, not vehicle, Alpha GP event, I think. It's just simple, easy, far, like you can complete it in like 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and you get like 28,000 crew bucks if you complete it on Ace. So if you just do this over and over again, and you have icon points on crew bucks or followers, if you want followers, you can easily make a lot of money or a lot of followers in just a couple of like hours. That's probably how I got all of my money in the game, and followers obviously. It's just this event and the strip south in Miami. I just literally rinsed and repeated these events so much, especially this one, because you just do make more money per hour. So this is definitely a go-to vehicle if you are looking, a go-to event if you are looking for money in the game. And it's, yeah, like you see, it is just such an easy event. Most of the events, most of the Alpha GP events in the game, they're just very, I don't know, they're very real life like. It's an arcade game. Make it fun to play, you know. Don't make it annoying for the player. Just make it fun and enjoyable and easy, because that's what they want really, just simplicity. Because other Alpha GP events are just too complex. They literally make them like you're playing F1 23 or something. But this one I think is perfectly balanced for an arcade racer, and that is why it is my favourite Alpha GP event in the game. But this is the Alpha GP event that I like, and obviously the vehicle as well. So let's get on to our final event and vehicle of the Crew 2. The final event and the final vehicle, and we are using the Mustang GT Fastback. I don't know why I put so many miles into this vehicle. I think I've done like 500 miles in this vehicle, but I just really enjoyed it when it first came out. This was like up there with the Fair Lady. It was just split between the Fair Lady and this. I just use these vehicles all the time, and this event as well I find really cool, because they've literally changed like the whole aspect of the game, and it's one of the, you know, most aesthetically pleasing events in the whole game, I think. So this event's always been up there with one of my favorites. Just the way they just changed the landscape to make it obviously like this 8-bit style. I just like when games change the styles of things. They just don't stick to the same thing and just rinse and repeat it. I like when they do something different. It gives the game some character, which I like. And this event is, again, very simple, very easy to follow, but it's just very aesthetically pleasing. And this vehicle as well, very solid. Still, this vehicle is very solid. It's not as fast as some of the other vehicles in the game, like the Berlinettas and the Carreras and stuff like that, but it's still putting in a shift, and it's still pretty solid. Look, we're quite far away from the awful Ace AI. Hopefully they sort of do something to the AI in the Crew Motorfest, make them a little bit better or something, I don't know, but they probably won't. But this vehicle is very solid still, considering it's probably very cheap as well, probably like what, 200k, if that, maybe like 200, 100k. Probably still a cheap vehicle. But they were all of my events and vehicles that I enjoy very much in the Crew 2, and played quite a lot in the Crew 2 as well. There was a lot of events in the Crew 2. It's a very good game, and hopefully this game does still get updates. Hopefully new events are still added and new vehicles are still added as well, because I know some people cannot afford the Crew Motorfest. So for those people, hopefully this game does still get updates. And to be fair, I'd like to jump back on to the Crew 2, you know, now and again, just to see what's going on, and if there is any new vehicles, check them out as well. But the 5-year spell that this game had for me, it was an amazing spell. I love this game very much. But on to the next chapter, which is the Crew Motorfest. So I will see you in the next video, where we'll be looking at the Crew Motorfest.